ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। So what we chanted just now is the Mangalacharanam shloka. That means the shloka that Adi Shankaracharya wrote before he wrote Vivekachoodamani, which is the first shloka that we studied. So which we chant every class. Yeah. 24, abridged version. Ajnana Yogat. Let's do this. We start with 25. Ko nama bandha. Students' questions. Ko nama bandha kathamesha agataha.
को नाम बन्ध कथमेष आगतः
Katham pratisthasya katham vimokshaha.
कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः
Ko savanatma paramah ka atma.
को सावनात्मा परमः क आत्मा
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्.
तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्
यद्बोद्धव्यं तवेदानीम्
यत् बोधव्यं तवेदानीम्
आत्मानात्मविवेचनम्
आत्मानात्मविवेचनम्
तदुच्यते मया सम्यक्
तदुच्यते मया सम्यक्
श्रुत्वात्मन्यवधारय
श्रुत्वात्मन्यवधारय
पञ्चीकृतेभ्यो भूतेभ्यः
पञ्चीकृतेभ्यो भूतेभ्यः
स्थूलेभ्यः पूर्वकर्मणा
स्थूलेभ्यः पूर्वकर्मणा
समुत्पन्नमिदं स्थूलम्
समुत्पन्नमिदं स्थूलम्
भोगायतनमात्मनः
भोगायतनमात्मनः
अवस्था जागरस्तस्य
अवस्था जागरस्तस्य
स्थूलार्थानुभवो यतः
स्थूलार्थानुभवो यतः
वागादिपञ्च श्रवणादिपञ्च
वागादिपञ्च श्रवणादिपञ्च
प्राणादिपञ्च भ्रमुखानि पञ्च
प्राणादिपञ्च भ्रमुखानि पञ्च
बुद्ध्याद्यविद्यापि च कामकर्मणि
बुद्ध्यादविद्यापि च कर्मणि
पुर्यष्टकं सूक्ष्मशरीरमाहुः
ऊर्यष्टकं सूक्ष्मशरीरमाहुः
इदं शरीरं शृणु सूक्ष्मसंज्ञितम्
idam shariram shrunu sukshma sannitam
lingam tvapanchi krita bhuta sambhavam
lingam tvapanchīkrita bhūta sambhavam
savasanam karma phalanubhavakam
savasanam karma phalanubhavakam
swajnanato nadirupadhiratmanah
swajnanato anadirupadhiratmanah
स्वप्नो भवत्यस्य विभक्त्यवस्था
स्वप्नो भवत्यस्य अवस्था
स्वमात्रशेषेण विभाति यत्र
स्वमात्रशेषेण विभाति यत्र
सर्वव्यापृतिकरणं लिङ्गम्
सर्वव्यापृतिकरणं लिङ्गम्
इदं स्याच्चिदात्मनः पुंसः
इदं स्यात् चिदात्मनः पुंसः
वास्यादिकमिव तक्ष्णः
वास्यादिकमिव तक्ष्णः
तेनैवात्मा भवत्यसङ्गोऽयम्
तेनैवात्मा भवत्यसङ्गोऽयम्
अव्यक्तनाम्नि परमेशशक्तिः
अव्यक्तनाम्नी परमेशशक्तिः
अनाद्यविद्या त्रिगुणात्मिका परा
अनाद्यविद्या त्रिगुणात्मिका परा
कार्यानुमेया स्तुधियैव माया
कार्यानुमेया सुधियैव माया
यया जगत् सर्वमिदं प्रसूयते
यया जगत् सर्वम् इदं प्रसूयते
So in Advaita Vedanta, they often talk about 4 Mahavakyas. They pick one Mahavakya from each Veda and they call it 4 Mahavakyas. Like I am Atma Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma. Like that they choose like that and they said it. But there are many Mahavakyas and these stand out because they're short and they convey the essence of the Upanishad Shastra. So if you look at these statements, Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Brahma. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. See, a Mahavakyam is our guiding light, so to speak. And it says you are that. It doesn't say you will become that. It doesn't say you have to become Brahma. Look at that. Aham Brahma Bhavishyami. If you say Aham Brahma Bhavishyami, at least it's good, because then I have to do something. Oh my God, finally I have come to the right place and Shastram is there and it's going to make me Brahma. Okay, you can feel good about it. Finally, I have come to the right place. But no, there is no Kriya involved at all. Aham Brahma Asmi. What do you get out of it? These karma kandis, they don't know how to handle Upanishad because karma kandis want some advice. Do this, do that, sit like this, do this homa, and then yava jivam agnihotram juhuyat. A beautiful statement. As long as you live, please do agnihotra karma. And that's proper advice. I can follow that advice. Now, what advice you will follow? Tattvamasi means tell me what is advice. It doesn't, it says you are that. You are that. You are that is of no use to the karmakandi. But when a Viveki comes, when an Adhikari comes and listens to these statements, then they start making sense. Okay, so that's the idea here. We'll revisit this periodically. Starts making sense because now an equality is being talked about. A statement is talked about. That's it. You have to know it. That's all. If you don't know it, you have to know it. That's all it is. You mean to say all Shastram is about knowing? No, all Shastram is not about knowing. It is knowing, and then you have to act on knowing. And you have to act on what you know. Exactly like the kitchen is there. There is so much we know about how to make things. But that knowledge is not going to make or feed my hunger. I have to do it. I have to act it out. I have to make all this stuff, padarthaha. Then I have to consume it. Only then the job is over. Until then, the knowledge is useless. Knowledge of making sambar, rasam, and all these goodies you make, Mysore pak and all, some no use. So here it is very different. Tattvamasi. That is why Annamacharya says, Annamacharya, is classical music. Our classical music is loaded with all these kinds of statements. And he says, Telisite mokshamu teliyakunna bandhamu. If you know it, you are free. Teliyakunna, if you don't know it, then bandhamu, you're bound. That's all. This is one statement he makes. Where does he get this statement from? Hey, Upanishad, obviously. Upanishad. Upanishad, you look around and you say, my God, it is the same statement. Iha chedavedit atha satyamasti. Okay. Iha chedavedit means what? If while alive, while alive, right now, at this very moment, if you know it, atha satyamasti, then there is some, you can say your life is accomplished. Satyamasti. There is a purpose. The purpose has been fulfilled. The purpose of all the lives I've led and all the dharma I've gone through, all the difficulties, quote unquote, I've gone through, all the tyaga I have done, all the family life and all I've led, it has finally led to some fruition. Atha satyamasti. Nache diha vedit. If I don't know, if I didn't come to know while I was alive, then Upanishad says, Mahati vinashtihi. Mahati vinashtihi. Big loss. The big loss. That human life which can understand and talk about all these things, which can compose, which can think through what is life, what is the purpose of life, why are people suffering, why am I suffering? All these questions only a human being can ask. A suffering animal also cannot ask that question. What is the difference between the animal and the human being? Okay. And so, iha chedavedit atha satyam asti. Okay, it's in Kena Upanishad. And therefore, okay, what should I know? All right, I got it. What should I know then? What should I know? Tell me. You are saying you should know. What should I know? Okay, that Aham Brahmasmi, Mahavakyam, etc. I must know. Okay, how do I know all that? Well, one has to have Viveka, Atma and Anatma. First requirement of an Adhikari is to appreciate that there is something called Atma. And so this teaching also talks like that. Shankaracharya has written. The student himself asked the question, Ko nama bandha, we just chanted now. Ko, what number it is? Ko nama bandhaha katamesha agataha. 25th shloka. Katam pratistasya katam vimokshaha. Ko nama bandhaha. Tell me about this bondage. Bandha, what is this bondage? Etc. He asked. Then kaha asau anatma paramah ka atma. What is anatma? What is atma? That is what he's asking. Why he's asking? Student knows. The student now knows enough to ask all these questions. And that Atma is connected to Paramatma also. He seems to know because he's asking Paramahka Atma. What is that Atma which is Paramaha also? Like that he's asking. So then Shankaracharya says, okay, let me tell you everything. To know Bandha, you have to know Anatma. To know moksha, which is freedom from bandha, you have to know Atma and Anatma. And so this Atma and Anatma is central to, or the beginning of the understanding. It begins with these things, Atma and Anatma. And so we chanted just now, shloka number 27 was, see, before I go there. So Anatma means what? Not me. Atma is me, I. Okay, whatever is not I is Anatma, I know that. So that entire Jagat, I know it is Anatma. Already I know. But there is still some more things pending. So I have confused myself to be this body, mind. Shastram is going to say, you are not the body. Body is you, but you are not the body. Shastram is going to say that. To come to that point, I must know what is this body. Analysis of the body. It's very strange. I thought biology people, medicine people study the body. Now I come and sit in Vedanta class and it's talking about Sthula Shariram. Correct? Sthula Shariram means this gross body. All gross parts are all there. And the point is that this, I am not the Sthula Shariram. Whatever I can objectify, I am not. That is what he will tell later. And so, including the Sthula Shariram. The Sthula Shariram, namely the gross body, is as much Anatma as this entire house and all the trees outside, all the things outside, including planets, asteroids, and stars and whatnot. Known galaxies, unknown galaxies, everything. And so, for that, finally, we have come to Sthula Shariram. Then, what about subtle Shariram? Okay, Sukshma Shariram also discussed. And then Karana Shariram is there, which we spent a lot of time last week, the last class. Sthula Shariram, easy to understand because it's gross. Hands, legs, and all. If somebody says, I can understand. Gone. You have pointed. I know what the hand is already, but now you are using the word Sthula Shariram to it. Okay, now I understood that. Sukshma Shariram also, I understand the sense organs and all that, I understand. Then a little more. The cause of all these things has to be Karana Shariram. There has to be a cause. And the cause was understood by appreciating the three avasthas, three states of experience: Jagrada Avastha, Swapna Avastha, and Sushupti Avastha. Jagrada Avastha, the physical body is active, because in the other two states is not active. Therefore, this Sthula Shariram is connected to Jagrada Avastha. Even though the Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram are there in this waking state also. But primarily because the body is active, you can say that state, when the body is also active, it is responding to the mind. Okay, and that state where the Sthula Shariram, the body is active, is called Jagrad Avastha. All right. Then we saw Sukshma Shariram, this subtle body, all the subtle aspects, sense organs, organs of action, the power behind organs of action, let's put it that way. The power that makes the hand go up and go down and do things exactly as you want, that is called, that is part of the Sukshma Shariram. Physiological functions, Sukshma Shariram. Not the organs that do the function, not the lung. The lung is Sthula Shariram, but the respiratory system itself, that which makes the lungs work, that is called Sukshma Shariram, Pancha Pranaha. All that we saw. Now we are entering an area called Karana Shariram. Karana, Sukshma, Sthula. And so, Shankaracharya introduces the Karana Shariram in this particular way: Avyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti. So this word Avyakta, being new to us, we are spending some time on it.
Guruji, you not completed the previous one.
Oh, sorry, we did not complete previous one. Means which previous?
Sarva Vyapti.
Oh,
No, it was completed.
No, we didn't translate.
It was all completed.
oh.
It was completed. Translation is also done.
So we gave that introduction in the last class. Vyaktam, what is manifest, is easy to recognize. That's why children, when they grow up, you show them things. You show them things. You make them play with things. They can appreciate gross things. And they don't even understand what is happiness and sadness until they begin experiencing it. And even that is very odd. Just pain and freedom from pain, that they appreciate. Then only slowly they grow up, then they begin to understand the sukshmam, subtle aspect, breath and all that will be there. And the doctor will be checking all these things. And so then the child begins to realize, oh, there is all these things going on in the body. And so I've taken everything for granted. And child lives a life. Then so slowly the subtle aspect is beginning to be appreciated. And then slowly all this love and all the abstract things are all become important for the teenager. Dharma becomes important. Patriotism is not a gross thing. It is just a feeling. It is just a feeling. That's a friendship. It's a feeling. That's all it is. These are all subtle. And so now we are pushing it some more. Pushing it because we know we've gone through all that. And Shastram says you got to begin to understand the Karana Shariram, the cause for all these things. It's not complicated. You just have to apply your mind to it. That's all it is. It seems complicated because I'm not used to all these things. I've been living and earning a life and living and earning a life and living and getting things, expending things, getting things, spending things, and making my children grow up. That's all I've been doing. And so no time to think about all this Karanam and all. Seems irrelevant. But it's all coming. It's going to be relevant. And so we said Avyakta Namni, we were beginning to understand. We said that everything has to have a cause. Nothing can come out of nothing. We saw that. And therefore, when I wake up, if I wake up exactly like I woke up yesterday night, yesterday morning, which was exactly like when I woke up day before yesterday morning, and I slept off, when I slept, everything was gone. Everything, quote unquote, was gone. Means what? Hey, my whole personality is what I've achieved so far, all my memories, my family, my friends, my history, where I grew up, everything is there in my head. Nowhere else it is there, correct? Nowhere else. You may have some documents, but that's a document, it's all. Somebody prepared the document. But somebody here says, I was like this, I am that, I accomplished this, everything. Some degrees are there to show, but then all that is right here. And when I sleep, all that is gone. All that is gone means as though the memory is gone. When I wake up, it better come back up. Otherwise, that whole life is missing, would have been missing, correct? But I don't know. Suppose you get up and say, I don't know who I am. Suppose you have to just think about it. Suppose our son or daughter got up and say, Mom, who are you? I'm Mom. What is Mom? Now shock. Now imagine the shock that will be there. Everybody comes. No, you don't know. Daddy, Mummy. And then we start from basics. Starts from basics. Why? Because this child is getting up and saying all these things. Where am I? Who am I? Like that. That is possible. That's possible. But it is not happening like that. It's not happening because even though it is possible, technically it is possible because in deep sleep, nothing is there. No awareness of the self is there. Everything has to come back exactly as it was before. And so we have to make an assumption. What is the assumption? Because everything has come back exactly like it was the previous day, in between, everything was avyaktam. Everything was there in the seed form, exactly like the seed has everything that is needed for the tree. All the leaves, what shape it should be, it is there. All the fruits, what type of fruit is there, and how big the fruit, the mango should be, that also is there. What type of mango it is Banganampalli or Rasalu or whatever, that is also there in the small seed or big seed, it doesn't matter. Everything is there. And this, the Upanishad says, well, okay, that is Karana Shariram. What is Karana Shariram? That unmanifest state is called Karana Shariram. Because you have to go to the cause. Vedanta involves the analysis of cause and effect, until you go to the fundamental cause, which is Brahma. Then only Aham Brahmasmi and Ayam Atma Brahma can be understood. So that Atma is Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, everything is going to come. That Atma is there. That is the cause for this Jiva. And before going to the cause, this Avyaktam state is being talked about. Avyaktam is not Atma yet. Because still in the cause-effect area only. As long as you keep talking about cause-effect, then it is something other than Atma only. It is still Anatma only. Sthula Shariram is Anatma. Sukshma Shariram is Anatma. Karana Shariram has to be Anatma because it is going to cause something. As long as this play is going on, everything, Atma cannot play. Only Anatma can play. All that is going to be there. So here, the Upanishad gives an example. The father is teaching in Chandogya Upanishad. If you want, you can make a note of the mantra number. It is 612.1. Chandogya Upanishad 612.1. And this one, Uddalaka is father and Swetaketu is the son. And the son comes home after studying in the Veda Padashala after 12 long years or 16 long years, however it is, 12 maybe. He comes home and he's shocked. Father is shocked. That he's walking around, his walking style is very different. And he's acting as though he's like on top of the world and doesn't listen to anybody. And you have to call him 2 times. And, oh, did you call me? And his attitude is all different. And father understood the problem. Father asked him, come here. What did you study? Oh, this, all the Veda, this Taittiriya Brahmanam, this thing, everything I know. I just by heart. If I start for the next 4 days, I can keep on saying it. That's very good. That's very good. All right. What else did you study? This is it. And then all the karmas I know. I can do all the karmas also. I'm ready to go get a job. Okay. What else did you learn? Now, this is the main thing. Did you ask your teacher, what is it if understood, everything is as good as understood? And this boy is confused. He says, oh my God, I don't know this. This I never heard of. Instead of saying no, this boy says, my teacher did not know. Typical, typical teenager type thing. Teacher did not know. And so then father understood the problem. Then he says, oh my God, now I have to sit and teach this boy. Anyway, this is our tradition, so it's our job to teach. If somebody A does not teach, B has to teach. And if C does not understand, he has to be taught again also. So that's how the tradition is. And so he begins teaching. This is Brahma Vidya, knowing which in Mundaka it is there. The student asks the question, Kasmin Bhagavo Vijñate Sarvamidam Vijñatam Bhavati. Look at that. The student's question itself gives the answer away. Student is asking the question that father asked the son in Chandogya Upanishad. Student is asking the teacher, Kasmin Bhagavo Vijñate. Hey Bhagavo, hey Bhagavan, tell me that, which if I know, it's as good as knowing the entire thing, whatever is there here, the entire universe. Like that he's asking. So then he says, he gives many examples, he's teaching. Then he says, Then he says, this is in the process of teaching. Nyagrodha phalam aharet. Father says, Nyagrodha phalam aharet. This is mantra 6.12.1 of Chandogya Upanishad. You don't have to write it down. Just listen. Nice. Nyagrodha phalam aharet. This Nyagrodha, there is a particular tree called Nyagrodha. It's a type of a fig. Now figs, they say you should eat figs and all. They give atti padam and all. So like that, it's one type of a fig tree. They grow the palama, get one fruit from that tree. Tree is big tree and get one fruit. He gets one fruit. He says, in fact, I wrote this down here. He says, idam bhagava. Idam, this is the fruit. Okay. Bhindi, he says. Bhindi. Bhindi means break it, split it apart. Bhindi. Then he says, Bhinnam bhagavaha iti. Bhinnam bhagava. Hey bhagava. Bhinnam. Yeah, I've split it. He just splits it up like this. It's all a lot of flesh and all that, but it's all split. Now it's all split. Look, there in my hand. Bhindi, bhinnam iti, he says. Bhinnam bhagava iti. Then father says, Kimatra pashyasi. What are you seeing in this? Kimatra pashyasi. And he says, Anvayaha ima dhanaha bhagava iti. Ima dhanaha. There are a lot of grain-like things. Dhanaha. Okay, if you look at any of this fig tree, you will see it. And dhanaha. So that the dhanyam, like grains, white grains will be there. Or brown, light brown grains will be there. Very minute these are. Anvayaha, he says. Anvayaha, atomic, with minute grains I am seeing. That's what he says. There's a lot of flesh also he sees, but that is the context. Anvayaha, imaha, dhanaha, bhagava, iti. Then he says, father says, asam angaikam bhindi. He says, okay, take one particle from there. Take one particle. Drop all these things out. Okay, take one particle. And then asam, among these, angaikam, one anga, one particle. Bhindi, break that, he says. Take that. So there is a small little thing. You can't even hold it actually. So you have to just smash it and then smash it. Be like this. And then he says, Bindi. Then son says, Bhinnaha bhagava iti. Bhinnaha. That's it. Bhinnaha means it is now many. It's now many. Bhinnam, bhinnaha. Many things are there. And so then he says, Kimatra pashyasi. What do you see there? And in fact, bhinnaha. Then he says, you know what? Na kinchana bhagava. Na kinchana bhagava. I don't see anything. Already that is a small particle. And if you break the small particle, what will you see? You won't see anything. Bhinnaha bhagava. Then he says, father says, Yesho nimnaha evam mahan nyagrodha tishtati. Hey, look, from this small thing that you are saying you are unable to see, from that the whole tree has come about. The whole tree rests on this seed that you say you can't see. Like that he says. And then he says, Shraddhatsva. Believe me. They say, no, believe me. Trust me. They say, no, trust me. Please trust me. Trust me. What I'm saying is true. I'm a very experienced guy. Trust me, So like that. Shraddhatsva. Because it's after all a boy. He hasn't thought through all these things. And best plus he has an attitude also. So attitude is going to block all this understanding. So he has to be told the basics. Shraddhatsva. That tree, Nyagrodha tree, fig tree, not an ordinary thing, has come from this thing, that minute thing which is invisible to your eyes. That means what? That means I am inferring about the seed from what I see outside. I am inferring about this seed. There's no way you can figure out what this seed is. This seed has, you can't see. You can put it in a microscope if you have all those things. Then you can break it further also. But what will you see in that? You will not see another small micro tree. You can't see. Don't think if you look at the seed in the microscope, I will be able to see the fig tree. Aha, I saw the fig tree. No, it won't be like that. It's all unmanifest. Some things you can see, molecules will be there. Scientists can figure out what it is. There'll be nucleus, there'll be protoplasm, I suppose. There'll be some cell wall. All these things will be there. Cells will be there. But that's about it. It's all undifferentiated. Differentiated tree in the form of undifferentiated, and nothing is visible. So that is called avyaktam. That is the avyaktam the father wants to teach the son. Avyaktam. And then by saying that mahanyagrodaha animnaha tishtati, from this animnaha, from this atomic thing that you have in your hand, that big mahanyagrodaha tishtati, big tree has come about. Means what? I can now understand the seed by understanding the tree. The tree is already understood, but I don't know the seed. So the seed can be understood only from the tree. The seed, the property of the seed can be inferred only from the tree. The tree is the effect, product, karyam. Tree is the effect, karyam. Inference means anumanam. So karyat anumanaha. From the effect, I can infer this unmanifest, the avyaktam. I can infer. That's what he's saying, Shankaracharya. Look at the first word in the third quarter of the mantra. Karyanumeya. Karyanumeya, Maya. This talk is about avyaktam. Maya is coming later. And so that avyaktam is karyanumeyam. Because it is agocharam. It's all now subtler than the subtle now. We are now going to the karanam. Karanam. So that is the analysis of the human body. Karana shariram. Same thing, Karana prapancha also. Remember we talked about Stula prapancha, universe, gross universe, Sukshma prapancha, subtle universe, macrocosm, subtle part, and then Karana prapancha. Karana prapancha also is no different than the Karana shariram. Shariram, if the context is this body, prapancha, if the context is the entire cosmos. If I understand the Karana shariram, I will be able to understand Karana prapancha. Two words are used now. Two words are used. Karana prapancha is Maya. Maya, Karana prapancha. That which gives rise to the Sukshma prapancha and Stula prapancha is Karana prapancha, which is called Maya. And this Karana shariram has to be called what? Avidya. Vidya. That is the name given, technical name. Which then gives rise to this Sukshma shariram, which gives rise to the Stula shariram. No difference at all. Analysis of the world, analysis of the self, really there is no difference. That is the model we have here. Okay. So really we're getting into the crux of Vedanta here. And so that's what. How do I appreciate Karana Prapancha, if you ask? That's not a problem. If you can appreciate Karana Shariram, then you appreciate Karana Prapancha. How do I appreciate Karana Shariram? Go to sleep. Not now. Not now. Don't go to sleep now, please. Already people are going to sleep. Okay. On top of that, I say go to sleep means, Abba, Guruji is asking us to go to sleep. No, not like that. Go to sleep means imagine going to sleep. That's all it is. Imagine going to sleep. That is enough. That imagination of the sleep is enough. So analyze that sleep, and that is the Karana Prapancha. That is where nothing exists for you. I exist. That also I don't know. I exist. I have to wake up and say, not only I existed. How do you know you existed? Because I'm existing now. That's all. Inference only I can make. Because I was not aware of my existence during deep sleep. And Sukham Swapsam, I slept well. All that I make an inference now. And so that same state, when there is no differentiation at all, there is not even a single thought. At least a thought should be there. No, thought also is not there. Thought also is not there. That is, if you can appreciate that state called Karana Shariram, that blankness, I was gone. I was gone, they say. I was gone. I was gone means I was so tired, I was gone. I was gone means, fortunately, you were not gone, but it's as good as gone. And so that state is called Karana Shariram. And so, like that, you will now find this in many shlokas also. Shankaracharya's famous shloka also is there, Dakshinamurti Stotram, which he uses the word Maya 3-4 times. 3 shlokas, he uses the word Maya, Dakshinamurti Stotram. So the 6th shloka, Rahugrasta Divakarendu Sadrusho Maya Samachadanat Sanmatra Karanopasamharanato Yo Bhut Sushuptah Puman. Sushuptah Puman. So that person who is now Sushuptaha, he is called a Sushuptaha because he is in that Sushupti state. Okay. Sanmatra Karana. Sanmatra, only existence, that's all is there. Sanmatra. No Kriya is there, no Icha is there. And no Shakti is operating, as it were. Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Swarupini. Okay. Nothing is operating. Icha is not there. Jnanam is not there. Kriya, of course, is not there. It's all there. Avyaktam. Avyaktanamni Paramesha Shakti. Okay. And so that Sanmatraha, just existence only is there. Karana upasamharanataha, Sanmatra karanopasamharanato. Karanas, all the bodies there, sense organs are there. So many things I have in this body to use in my waking state. All upasamhara. They're all just dormant, latent, that also you can say. It has all become potential. From kinetic, it has become potential. Correct? It's good. That's why education is good for us. I could use the word kinetic. Kinetic, they say in America, they'll say kinetic. Here we'll say kinetic. We will pronounce things exactly as they're written. That thing, we will not budge. Indians will not budge. And so a potential. Kinetic to potential. All potential. So, Sanmatraha Karana Upasamharanataha Yo Bhut Sushuptah Puman. Pragaswapsam iti prabodha samaye yah pratyabhignayate. Like that it goes. Guy wakes up and then makes inferences about that sleep state. I slept well. I didn't know anything. All those statements that person makes. Okay. So that is the way to appreciate the Karana Shariram. It's not as abstract as you think it is. Why? Because you look for that state every day. If it was abstract, you would not look for it. You would not look for it. One thing I forgot to tell you when I was explaining that particular shlokas last, that unabridged one. Yat sushuptau nirvishayaha is there, no? That number 107-ish, right? Yat susuptau nirvishayaha atmanando nubhuyate shruti pratyakshamaitikyam anumanam cha jagrati. There is beautiful. This thing comes to my mind. Our Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami ji writes, he says, we're talking about Sushupti and Ananda, Sadananda, Ananda Swarupa and all, we were talking that time. And he says, Ata eva kila sarva bhaumopi sahasrashaha vishayan labdum bhoktum samartaha api nidram vina jivitum na prabhavati. He says, look, there is a guy called Sarvabhaumaha. Sarvabhauma means emperor. This entire Bhumi is the head of the Bhumi. He is the emperor. That's it. And Sarvabhaumopi sahasrashaha vishayan praptum samartaha bhoktum samartaha. The guy has a lot of things and is capable of getting even more. Samarthopi nidram vina jivitum na prabhavati. Without sleep, even he cannot live. He cannot live without sleep. He also has to. We'll have a lot of guards out there inside the door, bedroom door, and this door, that door. So many guards will be there. Entire country is being guarded. Then only he can go to sleep, but he has to go to sleep. Ata eva kila, like that Swamiji is asking. Is that not why? Because of that particular state that everybody wants to be in. Like that he's saying. Few more things he has said there. Yeah, this is very interesting. Another commentary he gives there in that shloka. He says, Sushuptau yadyapi tamasa avriyate sukham athapi jagrat swapna sukha apekshaya tasya paramatve. He says, even compared to the waking state, that deep sleep state is so enjoyable. Yadyapi tamasa avriyate, even though completely covered by ignorance. Means I am ignorant about myself. I am ignorant about the world also. Some few things I know about the world, that's about it. But essentially I am ignorant. And despite being ignorant, I am so happy when I am asleep. Even though covered by ignorance, I am so happy. Then look at this. He says, Kim vaktavyam jnanena nashyamane avarna nivrityam Mihikavigame Brajamanaha Surya Iva Swayam Prakashamanaha Atmanandaha Idrig iti. He says, what to talk about when you have knowledge of the self, when there is nothing, no avarana will be there. I know myself completely. What to talk about that Ananda? Now itself it is like this, means imagine after the avarana nivritti happens, the ajnana nivritti happens, ignorance is burnt off. Jnanagni dagdha karmanam iva. What of then imagine kim vaktavyam, what to talk about that? Like that, Swamiji is writing. Mihika vigame bhrajamanaha suryaha iva. Like right now the sun is covered by mist and clouds and all that mist. And as the sun rises, the mist disappears and the full sun is in full bloom. Like that it will be. Like that Swamiji is giving a commentary to that. Yet Sushuptau Nirvishayaha. That shloka commentary is there. So here also, that I was reminded of that. Sanmatrah Karanopa Samharanataha. Dakshinamurti Stotram number 6. And so, that potential is useless for us. It is because it's not I'm not active in that state. Only when things act up, then only there is life. That's why Swami uses this word. Abhyaktam means what? Software. It is software. Software is useless unless you use it, correct? Unless you use it. Otherwise, it's just in a flash drive somewhere in this thing. So many PDF files of all the Shastram are there. What will you do with that? Tell me. Do you have this PDF of this book? Yeah, I have the PDF of this book. Do you have Shankara's Bhagavad Gita, entire commentary you have of the Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, it is that. You want it? What will you do with it? Please tell me. Who is going to teach you all these things? Bhagavad Gita itself is huge. We took 6 years to cover. And on top of that, Shankara's commentary, if you read, it will be unending. It will go on and on. And it is there all here. In this fingertip, it is there. Is it there in your fingertip or not? No, it is there in the finger, this flash drive. Eventually, it will come in my fingertips after I study a lot. So unmanifest, so Swamiji says software. It is all software, pure software. It has to be manifest. Amazing. This computing technology is absolutely amazing. All the things we are seeing in this computer, so many people are there and you are hearing me. I can see you and you can see me. And it's all instantaneous. 10,000 miles away, people are watching each other, right? It's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling what all people have done. But that hard disk, some data, bits, zeros and ones are all there. And that is doing all this magic. And so, so that's what we are after here. So, avyaktam. Vyaktam, avyaktam. That's the new words for us in this course. This is the first time we are encountering it. Vyaktam. Sanskrit students, Anj Dhatu. Anj Dhatu. Anj. Anj is seventh gana. Anakti. That's how it goes. Anakti. Because Rudadi gana, Runadhi. That's how it comes. So this is Anakti. Anj Dhatu. Anj. Vyanj. Look at this. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Look at that. Jnananjanashalakaya. That shloka is saying, Ajnanatimirandhasya. Hey, look, I have a cataract in my eyes. And that cataract is what causes me this ajnanam. I'm unable to see properly. And what does the Guru do? Jnananjana shalakaya. Shalaka means some kind of a needle. Needle. And what the needle is made of what? It is made of jnanam, knowledge. It's a knowledge needle. And then jnananjana, anjana, shalakaya. So that needle which is coated with anja is also mean anointing, coated. That kind of meaning is there. The needle is coated with knowledge, and with that needle of knowledge, anjana, that anjadhatu. Vyakt also comes from that same anjadhatu. Vyaktam, that's how it becomes. Anjanam, Vyajanam, Vyanjanam. Hey, Vyanjanam, Sanskrit students know. Vyanjanam means some kind of pickle and all this side dish they talk about. Vyanjanam. That means what? That which is manifest, which is now manifest, which is very clear. Clear means manifest. Unmanifest, not clear, not visible. Manifest means, yeah, it's right there for us to see and for us to experience. So that Vyanjanam, that Anjadhatu here, Sanskrit students. Others don't have to worry about all these things. But we have shlokas and all. So that which is not manifest is called avyaktam. That which is manifest is called vyaktam. Now we have come all the way to the avyaktam, the avidya maya. So he's saying avyakta namni. He's talking about maya, which is coming, that word is coming later. And that is also called avyaktam, like that he says, avyakta namni, called avyaktam. And so we said what? Karana Shariram is also called avyaktam, or also called avidya. This Karana Prapancha is also avyaktam only, but it has a name, Maya, because the context is Prapancha. That same avyaktam is called Maya. Here the context is just Shariram, the body, and therefore it is called avidya. The same avyaktam has a name called avidya. Okay, that also we said. And he says, avyaktanamni paramesha shaktihi. All loaded words, so we don't want to rush through this. Shaktihi. When I'm asleep, nothing is there. As though nothing is there. Nothing is there. When I wake up, The entire world comes to me, comes alive to me, and my own world also comes to me. I know exactly who I am. I know the entire world as I knew it before. Everything has come sprung out of this avyakta state. Sprung out. Avyaktam became vyaktam. How did it become vyaktam? Shakti. Shakti. There is a power. There is a power. Otherwise, it can't happen. Simply, it can't happen. The seed cannot simply become a tree. It needs so much before it becomes a tree. So much is needed. And here it happens in a fraction of a second. And so that is called Shakti. Shakti. See, Maya, Shakti has come. Sometime later, Prakriti will come. So all these words are going to come. And so, Paramesha Shakti, he says. Paramesha. Paramesha Shakti. All right, let's come to that. So, God created. So, creation is there from this unmanifest, manifest, then manifest, unmanifest, unmanifest, manifest. This is all creation. For us, it is, that's why for us, there's multiple cycles of creation and all is very easy for us to understand. Because we have understood our own body and we are also going through the same state every day, and world also goes through the same thing. That is why Brahmaji's day, Brahmaji's night and all we talk about. Straightforward it is. We jump from here to there. And so there also pralaya is not a problem for us. Pralaya. Every day I have a pralaya. There also pralaya will be there. So, how did things get created? Okay, my world became alive when I became awake. What about the world out there? That is also becoming awake. Awake means what? From what? From avyaktam. World has become pralaya and world has, from vyaktam it has become avyaktam. Now there is no differentiation at all. All the jivas are all in undifferentiated state. And then a creation happens. How does the creation happen? Bhagavan has to create now. And what is the basis on which he is going to create? He has to say, he has to look at each jiva. What is your karma? Oh, your karma is like this. So your karma has to operate like this. So you will be born as a human being. What is your karma? Oh, I think last janma you were a human being. Now you have to be a tree. Because it's time for you to give help to others. And you should give shade to others. You have to give fruits to others. And so you become a giver. And so this janma, you will be a giver. Like that, Bhagavan, not using Bhagavan's free will, using the karma of each jiva, every jiva is being created, quote unquote, created, manifested. So we have to give up the childish notions of Bhagavan. Bhagavan created, all right, Bhagavan created, but based on my own karma, based on the jiva's own karma. All right. So little bit, because this is a beginner's class, I have to tell you a little bit. Karma, I said. So, three types of karma. Karma means what? Okay. Action is called karma. Result is called karma phalam. Karma phalam. And karma phalam, two types really speaking. Drishta karma phalam and adrishta karma phalam. Drishta karma phalam means the result that I get right now. I cooked food and I can see the cooked food in front of me. Oh, that's the result of all the effort, last 2 hours of effort. Drishtapalam. Everywhere Drishtapalam is there. Now there are some places, Shastram says, you will have Adrishtapalam also. Okay. Somewhere I went and I lied and I cheated so I can make a few thousand rupees. Drishtapalam is what? I got extra. But I also know I cheated that person. That also is drishtapalam. I cheated that person. That is the drishtapalam. And I am therefore not happy. That is also drishtapalam. Because a guy who cheats can't be happy. Because that person doesn't want to be cheated, the self doesn't want to be cheated. I am doing something that I would not want others to do to me. Therefore, the conflict is there. All that is drishtapalam. Shastram says there is another phalam called adrishtapalam for that act. Because you hurt the person, you also have to suffer the same type of hurt sometime later, either in this janma or another janma. And that phalam has to be stored somewhere. Some bank has to keep track of this, and that bank is the karma phalam bank. And there that goes. This account, this gets added to that. Keeps on getting added like this. The more good things I do, punyam gets added. More hurtful things I do, papam gets added. Like this, all the past janmas, it has been adding, subtracting, adding, subtracting, adding. And that bank account, entire bank, karma bank is called sanchita karma. Sanchi, bag, sanchi. Sanchita karma. That karma that is there in my bag is called sanchita karma. Out of that karma, Bhagavan doesn't decide, really speaking. There is some amount that is one of the fixed deposit is maturing. Maturing means what? It is going to become liquid cash. And so that thing, liquid, ready to spend, that liquid cash that is to be spent is this body, results in this body. The jiva, everything else is remaining in the jiva's bank account, karma phala account. And that liquid cash has come here. It is being spent. In this janma, it is being spent. That is called prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma is the part of sanchita karma that has fructified, that has matured. And that momentum is going on. It is there. Momentum is there. Until the last breath, it will be spent. Last breath, once the karma is exhausted, the last breath would have been taken. Prarabdha karma, sanchita karma. Even though we use the word karma, it means what? Karma phalam. Karma and karma phalam, we will just alternate depending on context. Same word. Sanchita karma phalam, prarabdha karma phalam. Then now what's going to happen is I'm going to do things which is going to create more adrishtam, more papam or punyam depending on what I do. And so that new, about to be created karma phalam, adrishta karma phalam, which will then go to that account, is called agami karma phalam. Agami. Sanchita prarabdham agami. Another word for agami is kriyamanam karma. Technical words. But anyway, if you remember agami, it is enough. Agami. Agami. I went to some village and I joined a group of people. I dug a lake. Because they're suffering from water catchment. So whenever it rains, we need a catchment area. So we all went together and did it. Drishtapalam is very much there. The villagers are so happy that we all could come and help them like this. And that is also Drishtapalam. Then there is another Adrishtapalam. All of us are going to get some punyam for that act. And that act, that punyam is just created now at this moment. And so that has now gone to the bank. Sanchita karma. Okay. This much is the basic that we need to know about karma. So how does Bhagavan create the next jiva? Means based on the law of karma. Based on karma. Not based on what God thinks. I pleased God, therefore God will give me a better life. That is all a childish idea. Childish idea. If I pleased God in a pub, God need not be pleased. If I have to please God, then who is God? He is also like my uncle and auntie only. My father and mother also. They also have to keep on pleasing them. Otherwise, they get upset with me. And God also is like that or what? Hey, those are all childish ideas. Let's give up those ideas slowly. Slowly, let's give up those ideas. This pleasing God, etc. Bhagavan, devotion to God is important because my vision is so big now. Okay. Aham Brahmasmi is the vision. So I better develop my devotion. And devotion initially is going to be, God, you are different, I am different. And then devotion starts. You are massive, you are mighty, I am puny, I am little. So I want to be devoted to you. I can see all these things. Slowly, then that Ekarupa to Aneka Rupa is there. Ekarupa Ishvaraha means one particular form, Sri Krishna, Sri Rama, Sri Devi, Sri Lalita. Like this, I have all these forms. Very important. And you go all over India, they have different forms, different names. And you go to a village and say Saraswati, they won't understand what you're talking. They won't understand. The word Saraswati, they have not heard. But you say Kanika Parameshwari, they will understand. That's how it works. So that's all Ekarupa Ishvara. Ekarupa. So I can appreciate God through a form. Through a form. And then Vishwarupa Darshanam Arjuna got. Hey, the entire, every aspect of universe is me. Like that Krishna talks about. Not just your favorite aspect. Not your unfavorite aspects also is me only. Okay. And so the Vishwarupa. Then he sees, oh, Bhagavan, all pervasive Bhagavan idea he gets in that 11th chapter. You are my contemporary Sri Krishna, you are my relative uncle Sri Krishna, cousin, whatever Sri Krishna is there, and your God also, Ekarupa Ishvara, God is there. But then Krishna says, no, change your mindset. I am everywhere. I am everywhere means what? All pervasive. Then you have to come back to this. Arupa Ishvara. Arupa Ishvara. Means everywhere means I must be able to say that which is everywhere cannot have a form. Cannot have a form. The minute you say form means it's surrounded, contained. Contained means finite. That is why if I place God in the heaven, it is all right as a child. All the stories are excellent. Puranas are greatest creations of mankind. I'm telling you. And all these stories are fantastic. And the child's imagination, the child is able to visualize Swarga. That is somewhere out there. That means my mind is gone out there. Otherwise, I'm stuck with my computer and WhatsApp. You have to make the child think beyond this. And so that child, these stories have that benefit of just expanding. And Dhruva is meditating, Vishnu is coming, Narada is coming from this loka and coming here. They are going all over. Narada himself will make sure that we understand there are many worlds, and everywhere all kinds of stuff is happening. And then suddenly somebody falls to Patala Loka. Okay. And then there's snake and ladder game. And then it goes from one loka to another loka. And you say, oh my God, I can go anywhere I want. Yeah, be careful. You can fall down also. So all this idea you get, and suddenly this whole idea of universe is no longer a strange idea. Not strange anymore. I'm comfortable. And so, therefore, all these childish ideas about God is sitting somewhere, slowly let go of it. Vishnu and Vaikuntha, we will appreciate that, we believe it, it is true. But that Vishnu wants us to understand, the word Vishnu itself means Viveshti iti Vishnu, all pervasive Vishnu. And why are you placing me in Vaikuntha? He will ask you when you go to Vaikuntha. I was there in your house also, did you know? You came all the way to Vaikuntha to see me. You could have seen me in your house itself in the previous Janma. If he says, what will you say? What will you say? Your teachers were all teaching, you were sleeping in class. If he asks, what will you say? All Vishwa Sahasranam book and all is there. And Vishwa means universe. Universe. I am the universe. First word itself you uttered. Did you understand what you are chanting? Vishvam, Vishnuhu, Viveshti iti Vishnuhu, all pervasive, therefore Vishnuhu, Vashatkaraha, Vashatkaraha, Vashat, Swahakaraha, Swadhakaraha. Vashat is a Vedic word. Vedic word. Swaha, that is called Vashat. Vedakrit, the one who created the Vedas, which is an embodiment of all knowledge, that is called Vashatkaraha. Vishvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. Hey, I am the creator of the past, present, and future. I am manifest as the past, present, and future. And so you can, did you understand all these things? If he asks all that, after going to Vaikuntha, what will I do? I'll be scratching my head. I said, and what happened? So, therefore, I slowly grow out of those ideas by this teaching that Shankaracharya is giving us. And we have come to this Karana Shariram, Karana Prapancha, Maya, Avidya. All these are words here. And manifest, undifferentiated, potential energy we talk about, right? So potential state, that potential state is Karana Shariram. Potential state of the universe is called Maya, which is Karana Prapancha. It's all falling in place slowly. And so we'll continue this discussion. So our idea of Bhagavan is now that consciousness that I am, that existence that only I can appreciate. When I say pot exists, that my existence is always understood through an object. I need an object to say, to appreciate existence. Pot exists, and in my hand now a book does not exist. This is my idea of existence. There is no elephant in the campus. Okay. Non-existence, existence. This is only my idea of existence. Always through an object, I have to appreciate existence. Shastram is saying, no, it is not correct. Existence is you. Existence is given. What is manifest? If it is manifest, then you say what exists. But existence always is there. It's always there. That idea we'll talk about more. And through this example of Karana Shariram, we'll discuss that more in the next class. Okay? So this is the crux of Vedanta. Once we understand these things properly, then everything else Shankara is going to tell us will follow. It should be obvious to us how the teaching should be. So we will discuss this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.